they still are 4 wide. Bubble gonna give a push. Fell forward, just gonna clear him as he's gonna
Bubbles
try
getting
it.
spun through turn number 3 and 4. Bubbles spinning up the track. He saves it.
And there's Bubbles
Spring is
there.
Spring
Bubble
has
has a flat tire.
Bubble has a flat.
He's
Oh, he
on the
flips
wall.
over.
Right
Bubbles on the
down.
side. Caution's out.
Just takes out a bunch of cars.
She's going up the corner. Here comes Carter. Carter with the huge one. Oh my gosh. Carter wins. Spring trying to get the lead apex.
Here's Spring! He's there! Spring!
What is happening?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th race of Season 5 of Bubbles Cup. We're joining us live from Bristol, Tennessee, and what a beautiful sunset we have here. I am your host, HJF. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to bring you the race today. I am joined today by both Marcus and Littleman. How are you guys doing today? How are we doing, boys?
Doing good. I couldn't hear you very much through the intro, but I hear you now though, so you're good. I lost you right after you said something about being in Tennessee for a good day of racing.
Oh, okay. Well, we're back here. We're back now. We're feeling good. So, Marcus, how are you?
I'm great. I'm disappointed I didn't get in, but you know what? It looks like it's going to be a great race, and it's shaping up to potentially be Corey's. Maybe there's going to be a battle. Yeah.
I think so for sure. So last time out on Las Vegas, we saw another great race there at the end between Bubble and Corey. A little bit of lapped car shenanigans from Dim, but Corey Wilson gets the three-peat, and he is still the points leader. Let's take a look at the points now. So that is your top 6. Corey Wilson with the points lead, 565 points. Then you've got Kimmy with 477, PC 440, Beast 427. Bubble, that's Michael with 322 points in 5th. He jumped into the top 6. And the Discharge there with 320 points. That rounds out your top 6 in points after last time out in Las Vegas. So coming down here to the grid, we're going to go through our starting lineup, and on pole in P1, it is Michael. He set it on pole in that number 51 machine. A great lap from him. Looking back, we're going to have Jose in P2. Bubbles Cup debut. Marcus, what do you think about that? Bubbles Cup debut starts in P2.
He doesn't think anything about it.
All right. In P3, we got Corey Wilson. Won the first 3 races of the season. He's going to be starting at P3 in the number 48. Then back to the number 95 here. That is System in the number 95. Another great starting spot for someone who hasn't showed up to the other races this season.
System.
Going back to P5, we have Blake. Was a little bit slow at Las Vegas, but strong IndyCar driver, race winner in St. Pete. We're starting in P6, we have Blue in the number 55, Aaron's Toyota. P7, we have Ford in the number 20. One on the alternate strategy there at Las Vegas. Behind him in P8, it is Kimmy, the number 17 car. And P9, we have Beast, number 88. Last 2 rows now, it is Kev, another Bubbles Cup debut there, and the number 9, DeWalt Ford Fusion. Now in the 00, it is Deuce driving that 00 Aaron's car. 36, it's me. Just kidding, it's Art. And then number 36 there, starting in P12. Now further back in the grid, last row, Napa on the inside of that last row, and then bringing up the tail end. That is going to be Max, also making his Bubbles Cup debut, and that is your starting grid for tonight's race.
A lot of new drivers.
Yeah, lots of new drivers made it in today. Lots of experienced drivers getting bumped out of qualifying. I think the strength of field has gone up a little bit. We had, I believe, it's over 22 entries into this race. Only 15 make it. So
wow.
we sent 8 drivers home, and we sent 1 driver up here to the booth with us. How you doing, Marcus? So I want to ask.
I didn't even qualify for this, but I think if I had tried, I probably wouldn't have made it. This is like a pretty stacked field.
Yeah, I mean everybody was pretty tight, but except for Bubble. Bubble was 3/10 faster than everyone. So just add insane laps. I think Bubble's gonna be the one to beat. I want to ask if you guys have any picks for our race win. We'll start with you on that.
Well, I mean, it's usually coming down to Corey and Bubble when you're talking about Bubble's Cup, but with the new drivers, you know, Joe's, I've never seen him before. To be his debut already in the front row is pretty insane, so I'll be curious to see what kind of pace he has. I feel like Corey's going to be competitive with Bubble, but if Bubble has such a strong pace advantage, 3/10 of quali, he may be tough to get to battle this time.
Yeah, we'll see. I think a big part of this as well is Bubble likes to make pace on the high lane. He's told me before the race he feels really strong on the high lane. That's where his car likes to be. But remember, if you touch that wall, you are losing your tires. Your tire percentage will go down in these cars when you brush the wall. So it's kind of a high risk, high reward game there for Bubble. If he messes up a couple times early in the stint, you may see him drop back in pace a little bit. It's a tire disadvantage. Marcus, you got a pick for us?
You know, people are saying that this is the race he gets dethroned, but I'm going to pick Corey. I think he's going to get his 4th win in a row.
Yeah, if he can come back, he's just despawned.
If he's here, I think he's going to get his 4th win in a row, and but it's going to be very tough, especially the new guy right in front of him. That's Yost, right?
Yeah, that's Jost in the 54 right there. Yeah, brand new first time.
So it is Jost and not Yost, like the Dutch pronunciation, right?
Yeah, Jost.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, they're lining up like Corey's not in this now. So
was that a disconnect? Is Corey out of it?
Well.
Nope, he's back. He's respawned. He's back. So he'll have to make a gap again. The commentators curse to the extreme. Marcus picks him and he's out.
I was about to say, this might not be a race if Corey's into there.
Oh, he has to go to the back though, so he forfeits his P3.
I gotcha. Wow, okay. Leaving the game, I mean, that's not even like a one key mistake. You have to like pause and leave the game actively.
Yeah. And there's a few other steps that kind of throws off. We try to keep the server locked so that random people can't join and mess everything up, and we have to undo that to let them get back in the game. All kinds of stuff. So that's really the reasoning behind that. Well, I want to ask you guys. We're in for 300 laps here at Bristol going into the night. It'll be the Irwin Tools night race. These drivers have 6 sets of tires. They've got to stretch it 300 laps. I mean, you've got to make it at least 50 laps per stint. How do you guys think that these drivers are going to manage, especially if we start seeing cautions and wall bangs and things like that?
For one, I would say, if you're running the outside and you're taking a little bit more risk with the wall, but it's kind of minimizing the amount of turning input and scrubbing that you're doing, maintaining a higher minimum speed, maybe you save tires a little bit better. There's going to be a tendency, I think, to ride the brake and turn, and it's going to wear the tires a little bit more, and then you're going to be pressing that 6-tire allotment. But I'm not sure how much it really matters, because I don't know how much wear they really get at the end of 50 laps. So I'll be new to what the strategy options are as we go through it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be stretched personally. I think they're going to be stretching it to even just make it to the end. So we're gonna see. Marcus, what are your thoughts on the strategy here?
I think we're gonna see a lot of people conserve and be like very, very careful. As you know, Bubble, he has the fastest line going up high, but like Lil Man said, it's too much of a risk. So, and some people said pre-race, some Kimmy, he's gonna try and just be safe, play it safe at the first stint. Obviously, you don't want to do too much, so I think we'll see a couple drivers hopping on that train too.
Absolutely, guys. Well, we're pacing. We're getting ready for the green flag. I'm feeling pretty excited and feeling a little antsy in the air. Getting ready for 300 laps. I never gave my pick. I'm gonna go with Bubble. Bubble was just way faster than everybody. I think he gets it done. Of course, my biggest enemy is gonna be Bubble himself, who's gonna try to make it exciting if he's completely dominating. So we'll have to see.
We won't know whether he's doing that or not. We won't know if he's actually made a mistake or if he's throwing to try to make this interesting.
Yeah, he's pretty good at disguising it nowadays.
Yeah. And one question before we end up taking the green here and double file, but the pit entry, right, is right before the line. It's the exit of 4, right? And basically, I wouldn't see anyone really go to the backstretch pit line, would they? They're basically all going to stop.
Yeah, we've actually closed off that pit right now, so you can go through those pits, but you will not be stuck at 60 miles an hour, and you will not be able to stop the car. So the only functioning pit stretch is the front straightaway here, since we only have 14 cars.
So you will be back up to speed. The pit limiter will go off after that front stretch pit lane.
Yes, you will come straight back up towards the apron. We are going green this time.
Yeah. Well, that is huge for time loss in the pits, because if you were going around for a long time, then...
Because here we go. We are green. Green flag here from Bristol for the Irwin Tools Night Race.
You know, Ford really trying to swing it around the outside early on was already in the wall, so one thing to keep in mind, you take the risk, but if you go into that wall, we are getting a lot of tire wear there.
But it was with a great switchback right there, man. I've missed that. That was system sending turn 3 and 4, and Joe's got the switchback, keeps P2 in the 54 machine.
People were actually hitting the wall to get a faster lap, as it partially helps, so maybe it potentially could help Ford 3 wide.
3 wide with Ford on the outside. He's making it stick. Stuck in the middle there.
Ooh! 95 broke a little bit.
No, it's just
3 wide in the back. 4 almost.
4, oh my goodness. Corey 4 wide, 5 wide almost.
Oh, there's a car sliding. That's Deuce in the wall. That's damage.
Oh, Napa
More
too!
crashing
Already.
Napa.
With Corey, already 2 cars having their 1 reset. That's unfortunate.
And a great note there, Marcus. They do get 1 reset for anyone that is unfamiliar. So we get 1 reset in the Bubbles Cup cars. That basically means if you crash and you see the car physically has damage, you can jump out and respawn, as we just saw Deuce do. Now he's gonna do it again for some reason, but then he'll put his scheme back on, and then they'll be allotted that 1 more car, and if they crash again, then they are DNF'd.
Man,
that was pretty unfortunate, I think, for Napa, right, having crashed after the yellow was already coming out.
Yeah,
for sure. And that was kind of just a little tack on wreck at the end. The main piece was them trying to go 4 wide on the exit, and they just ran out of real estate on the top, and Deuce was the one that got turned into the outside.
You know, one of the things I was thinking early on is if Corey is one of the only realistic options for battling Bubble for Michael at the win, the cautions are really going to bring him into contention more and more as we go throughout the race, because you think if we had a long green stint, Corey gets stuck in traffic, Michael ends up pulling a big gap, and it becomes tougher and tougher for Corey to get in it. But with these cautions, look how far up in the pack he already is from starting in the back.
Coming back as green flag is out here at Bristol. We are going once again.
Wow, Ford is really carrying a lot of speed around the outside there.
Oh, more
they're
spinning back there.
And that's another caution.
That's system.
Man, or again, we just went green.
Oh, Jost is around right now. Is he going to get damaged?
I think he's okay. Looks like it's just gonna be system with damage there.
Boy, there's a lot of spinning when the caution comes out. That's scary, man. I mean, if you really check up when the caution comes out and you're already on your last car, like Napa was, and you're stuck in the middle of a kerfuffle with the checkup, then what do? Because you're on your last car, and you whoa up, and everyone is like completely on the brakes.
Yeah, that is scary. I think we may see the leaders kind of wait a little bit now to start slowing down, just to give the pack a chance to kind of get into caution mode.
And is that on Bubble, or is he just letting off the gas, and that's just how much the car is slowed up?
It's kind of how much the car slows up now. In the straights, the cars just lift up the gas. It's a very slow deceleration, kind of like what we expected. If you were lifting while the car is loaded up in the corners, that's where your problem happens. And Bristol's such a short track. At any point in time, there is going to be a car in the corner. And so when they lift, you kind of run into this accordion effect that ends up with the field stacking up and spinning when I'm trying to slow down.
Yeah. One mistake I made early on is thinking that we were going to go double file as we come to the green here. Did we just
Blue's not getting a good start. He's getting split 3 wide. There goes Art on the inside. That's Deuce on the outside. And they're coming together a little bit, but Art down under the apron. Napa trying to look to take advantage.
Presume with the kind of chaos we have at a short track like this that we just decided we were always going to do single file. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that came about in just doing like one test race. We quickly realized it was going to be crazy.
It's still very chaotic though with the single file restarts because people are not going on the right time, as we saw with Blue earlier. So it's still very, very chaotic to do that though.
A couple drivers on the wall. That looks like the 9 car back there.
Yeah, Kev way down on the apron there on the inside. They're 3 wide.
That's a couple of new drivers on the inside of Beast, a very seasoned driver. See how they do here. Coming up the track is that 4 car, so is the 9 car.
We got a move on the inside here. Kimmy with Blake, and also Jost being under attack from Ford, who's rolling the outside. Kimmy's got a great looking car, man.
Exactly. Look behind Kimmy though. That's Corey. Corey's made his way back to P6 already.
Let's see how much he can really make a move on the inside here with Kimmy. I mean, Blake is doing a nice job of rolling.
Corey pushing the issue. That calls a wreck. That's how you call a wreck. That is scary on lap 15.
a little antsy from Corey. And now he's going to try to nip underneath Kimmy. He's got pace. He's trying to move up through the field.
We got to move up here for second. Just Ford 3 to the outside of Jost, and he's got that spot. So Ford moves up into second place, 2 seconds behind Bubble.
Corey looking for 4th at the moment underneath Blake. He's got that move done pretty easy, man.
That was a great couple of moves there for Corey Wilson. Now Kimmy's going to try to follow him through. Kimmy was kind of struggling to make that move. It's kind of tough if you're Kimmy. You're working on a guy, and then the faster car just comes and passes you both.
Right. Jost is still kind of working the middle of the track down to the apron. Ford is still rolling the outside. He's got really good pace, which I didn't expect.
I think Beast also has really good pace. He's still side by side with that number 4 car. As now we're side by side again with Kimmy.
I wonder how much rotation you get if you can just dip the left sides around the apron just below the yellow line.
Kimmy was just doing it right there. That was pretty great. He stayed side by side here with Blake.
Blake really sitting in the corner there.
Left side. Oh, contact. Blake's gonna have the run though.
Almost like a little bit of a late apex line there from Kimmy, having been in the middle of the track. And kind of feeding off the corner. And there's so many different lines here. I wonder which one's really going to be the to the outside, though. It's looking like that's what the leaders are doing, what's successful.
Yeah, Kimmy trying to work on him on the inside, but I'm not sure how that's working for him right now.
As Blake goes into the wall a little bit off that turn, I'm noticing a lot of people in the back, and even these leaders or the top drivers are hitting the wall. So it looks like everyone's struggling, except for Bubble. But
And that will eat you up, man. If it's anything like the late models at the short track the other night, the Tuesday night that we had at Florence,
Oh yeah.
that wall, the walls will eat you up at about 3 or 4 hits, and you're down more than 10 to 15% wear on your tire, and you've got no pace after that.
Yeah, they're the same actually. We based the late model setups off of these, so it's almost
someone has damage.
Car.
Diesel has damage. Sorry to cut you off.
Deuce,
Agent,
that's
but...
Deuce, little man.
Deuce,
He's out of the race because he already had damage. He was our first caution, so that's going to be Deuce out of the race already. That's our first DNF after 23 completed laps here at Bristol. And you see, getting to pacing speed is a little bit more controlled now that we're down to. We've gotten a little spread out after a short green flag run.
Worth noting that Corey, again, looking out with a caution here, has found himself in 4th, and he's right back in contention, man, with really good pace. Now, is there an option to come down the pits under yellow, or we're still doing no yellow pits, no pits off the restart as well?
I'm actually not super sure about that one. We've seen a couple different iterations of them. I don't believe we're opening pits as we get the golf green this time. Based on what I've seen so far, I don't believe we're getting pits open under yellow. I think it's going to be pitting only under green and not on the restart.
Is it Deuce, right, who just DNF'd?
Yeah, Deuce is out. Out.
Word is his router crashed, so that's what ultimately got him out. As we're green flag.
They've been a slow start from Jose.
Yep, forward on the outside here. Is he in the wall? That's pretty close.
Corey trying to squeeze the 3 middle there.
Oh, that's Jose going up the track there a little bit of contact here.
He's fighting for it, man. Against 2 really good veterans. Oh, he's almost scampered the wall there. Wow, Corey is so close to the wall there. He's going to run right by Jose.
Now he's going to set his eyes on Ford and Bubble, the top 2.
I think if you're Jose, you got to start flirting with the outside.
I think so too. I think Kimmy found some pace here. He's cleared Blake finally. He's working on Jose. That would be P4 if he can get this done. Someone hard in the wall back there off the corner.
That was R almost into the wall, if not into the wall, but no casualty ended up.
Oh, a little bit of contact there. That looked like a blue on the inside of Blake off of 2. That looked sketchy.
It was sketchy, definitely sketchy. He was fishtailing it there on the straight. I'm surprised he was able to gather it up, but he's got the move done.
Art into pit road. It looks like almost spun it out, entering. Going to be the first pitter.
I want to watch Jose here. He's moved up here. He's trying to do what you were saying, little man. He's got to find some pace there. But those 2 cars in front of him are really going for a late apex here. Yeah. Corey is all over the back.
He is, just trying to nip underneath him here. He's going to be side by side.
Contact on the 2. Into 3.
Aggressive. He's going to go down to the apron and try to roll the center. And not quite there. I think if you're going to try to roll the center, you've got to send it into the inside of the first part of the corner a little bit harder than that, and then try to get a later apex off the end. But it's kind of put him under pressure from Kimmy again. I was surprised at how early the pit stop came from Art. I mean, only 33, or at the time, it was 30 laps that he came in. But we've got another pair of guys.
Oh, he blew a tire.
Whoa. So system must have been in the wall, for him to be at 33 laps and blow a tire.
Well, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
looking
and
at everyone
he
in the back.
he was involved in a crash earlier up against the wall and spinning, so both of those will drop your tire percentage quite significantly.
Just want to point out the battle for second, guys. Corey just hounding and Kimmy trying to take advantage of two.
Another car on the pit lane. That was the number 4 car.
This battle for second, guys, is heating up. Like Corey is really anxious to get after Bubble here.
Kimmy with a very late apex back there. He wants to take advantage on an exit. If either one of these guys gets bobbled up on the exit, it's another that system right in front of this battle.
No, that was the four up ahead had spun out.
Okay, so system hasn't gotten any damage. Max is around. I wonder what was going on there.
That may have been our caution there, the number 4 car. Pit exit is kind of tricky. We may have seen, that may have been a little pit exit crash there that we might have missed.
Yeah. Tough to get everything when they get spread out, but that battle for second was, I mean, it was heating up.
Yeah, we saw that Blake spinning out under the pits, under base.
Yeah, that's very nice right there.
Oh, Max spinning it again. Wow.
Come on, baby, come on, baby.
Just did it at 720 through the whole corner.
And I love with the Roblox physics, your momentum of going sideways and backwards. That's always a little bit weird.
That's a prime example for what happened, probably what happened to Max.
You know, I'm not sure what tire wear Michael is working with in the 51 at the moment, but he's had no pressure all race long. I don't think he's been in the wall. He's been pretty comfortable most of the race. I think maybe he's probably had a chance to save some.
If I'm Michael out front, I'm feeling comfortable. I'm stretching my tires and probably try to get an overcut on the rest of the field and just save a set just in case. As we're green, Michael has gone and once again a great jump from 51.
Oh, Joe's going pretty wide in the middle.
Four's getting stuck.
See how hard Corey's going to sit. Wow, Ford is going to make him really work for it, trying to roll the outside there.
Kimmy's going to try to fill that gap. Oh, Corey's up into the wall, sending him up to the wall.
I think he decided he was going to use him up there and just get it done.
Look at the 4 car. Max, just our caution, he is up there fighting with this one now.
Yeah, Max is, wow, Max put an exit right into the back of Ford there, trying to get around Kimmy. Oh, he's in the wall.
Look at the outside of Ford.
Wall.
He does have new tires. Remember, he crashed coming out of the pits. Look at what new tires do for you. Backs up the corner. Ford coming to the pits on line 41. That's Ford into the pits.
He is flying. Okay, yeah. So Ford is going to take his second set of the race. He's the first true leader to really come down pit lane.
Still like too early to make the into the race though.
Yeah, that'll be a little worrying.
Down a little bit. Kimmy's are kind of all over him despite being on the rubber. Max into the wall and he comes
in the back of spin.
Kimmy, how is he going to make the corner here? He's got it slowed up. That's pretty clean racing from
there.
A spin in the back. That's
done.
That's Joe's.
He's going to be damaged. Caution is going to come out for that.
Oh man,
that's unfortunate. Still for third, but it's going to be Bubble, Corey, then Max, and then Kimmy up there.
Joe, so you gotta get out, bro. Get down.
you gotta respawn the car.
You gotta get down.
That on his last car there.
Oh boy. So Art was one of the early he was the earliest pitter. He's now in the midfield when he was just kind of fighting for the back. I believe Jose is going to the end of the line here, or just short of it. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, so he is going to the back.
Race director. A note we always like to make: the race director is currently in the cockpit of the car running in first. Right now, it's Michael Fortune running the race, and winning.
This is always the very interesting part of the race. Anytime something controversial may come up.
Let's get the goal for green this time.
Corey is in second, by the way, after using up Ford, so he's got exactly what he was looking for, his main target championship right in front of him. Although he's got not a great start. Max is
Wreck
on
in the back, Beast! Spun out!
Beast.
Oh no, into
Is he
Art!
gonna be into the
Art,
there's-
please!
Spinning, mini cars are spinning, and we got a big pile up here in 1 and 2.
Yow! I think Kimmy was sideways as well, but I don't think anybody's hit the wall.
Wow.
And
No
that
damage,
was
but
from
just a
the
lot of spin.
restart. I was gonna say, from the beginning of the race, I said that those restarts are still dangerous, even single file. That's what showed there. Beast just got shoved up. I think Blue was behind him and just went a little too early.
It just
Or he
says I
went
said
late.
when it hit the wall, the race control message did come up saying that Beast was on his last car, although I never saw any damage. Maybe we just missed it.
Why am I catching everything? I've noticed a lot, and I seem just like a little like, guys. Hello?
So if yeah, maybe not. If you're Corey, what are you thinking Bubble's gonna do on the restart here? It seems like he's going pretty early out of 4.
Yeah, and I think because you're loaded up in the turn, you can kind of get away with dropping off that pacing button early. I would try that. I would see if I can get away with it one time. Just be off that pacing button and kind of throttle into the back of them. Just because you're loaded up in the corner and the cars are very torquey when they're in the corner.
Ooh, Torquey, yeah.
Torquey.
Yeah.
They're torquing all over the place in the corner. Alright, keep it professional, guys. Keep it professional.
Here we go.
This time,
Yeah,
let's
Max
see
is
if
in
he can do something.
third, which is amazing. He went pretty late in the box there, and I think Corey is going to take advantage of
I
that.
think Max is going to send it on the apron into all of them.
Corey is going to look me inside here a little bit. He doesn't have the speed, though. We're 3 wide for 3rd.
Wide with Blue on the inside there. Max covers that, then Blue sends it again. Here comes Art. Kimmy getting used up on the outside.
Kimmy and Corey were in the wall there.
Off the pits, by the way.
Keep in mind, Art was coming out of the pits with pretty fresh tires, so he might take a piece out of Max and Blue Emo in a second.
Yep. Comes Max flapping, looking for it on Kimmy.
Oh, we got a lot of pitters, guys.
Yep, this was the target number.
Beast. Joseph's
Oh,
in there.
Corey's in the
Corey
wall. Here
wall.
comes Kimmy.
That could
Oh, and Max put him in the wall again.
Oh, Ford in the wall by Art.
If you're Michael, you're loving to see this right now.
And Max was, remember, was our 14th qualifier. He qualified 14th. Made the show, but definitely not with the same kind of pace that these guys have. But this new tires has kind of put them on equal pace. And it's really difficult to drive around a driver that is slower than you, but has fresher rubber.
Right. I think Kimmy may have gotten a double wall tap there, trying to race Max.
Max has that spot now. Art getting pushed up the corner a little bit by Ford back there. Ford takes that spot.
Yeah, Ford is nicely working his way back up.
Corey into the wall.
Oh,
No!
Corey!
Look at Ford try to roll around the outside here. He's going to take both of them.
Wow, Corey must have got all
Corey
swapped up and he's
now.
going to the pit. Yeah, no doubt. Ford
I
tapped
would
the wall a
too.
little bit there.
That's. Corey was just getting into it with everyone there.
Yeah, he would have gotten used up and into the wall probably about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, and Kimmy, remember Ford pit.
And then
He's
a
got a lot of
nicely
pace to be
timed
able to
caution.
hold the bottom.
Guys, we're pretty wide back there with Art, Blue Emo, and System.
Oh, Art in the wall there.
Into the wall.
Is that Corey leaving the pits here? Yes, it is. So Corey back on track after going a lap down. And He is out ahead of Napa. He's out ahead of the 9 car, out ahead of Beast. So pretty decent track position here for Corey Wilson. As
Max is going to be
yeah, catching Bubble. I was just about to jump to it.
Blake in the pit, by the way. So another pitter.
I'll tell you though, if Max keeps hitting the wall, his tire advantage is going to disappear.
Yeah, it will, and it's really going to hurt him later in the race. I mean, Bubble has really extended this first stint here. It's going to serve him well later on.
Here it comes.
Yeah, we were talking lap 50. Looks like this really 3 out of the top 4 contenders in this race have stretched it almost to 60.
Yeah, so Kimi is the other leader, or at least top 5 runner that hasn't pit.
These guys are really extending this. I would expect to see Corey Wilson get up there.
Right. Yeah, he may get an undercut. Kimi's going to come down. He really was close to Blue Emo coming down pit road, but he's in there safely.
Back up to second.
Back on Max.
Yep.
Lots of mistakes from the car. Starting to see the driver difference matter more than the tire difference here as we get later into the stint.
Yeah. Look at Corey rolling the outside here. He's going to try to make easy work of Joe's. System is on the outside of Blue Emo. They're really packing up with the tire difference.
And that was him blowing by Kimi. So Kimi, you see the difference on track.
Oh, car to the wall!
Oh, Art's in the wall. He's got damage. There's going to be a caution. Oh my goodness.
Second car.
I think that was well. I think that's going to be out.
Guys, Kimi may be in the sweet spot here, having just come down pits, come down a pit road.
Yeah.
Bubble, having stayed out, has not taken his second set yet, and now Kimi is right on schedule and has lost virtually no time.
Well, he did lose a lap. He's 1 lap down here, but we'll
so
get that back under caution. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess that was not Art's last car. Now he's on his last car. It must have been a mistake with someone that crashed earlier.
Maybe.
Trying to run.
Are they gonna deuce? Maybe.
Crashed, Napa crashed, Beast crashed, Pax crashed.
Art spun. That's what happened.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't.
Many cars spun with no damage. That's right.
Oh. Got a lot of those, and these people pitting earlier, or just genuinely pitting, it is helping them with these cautions. It's what helped Max get to 3rd, and now Ford to 2nd. So.
Yeah, I've learned with these kind of races that you're better off to just go to your target number and just pit in as early as you can make it to the end of the race, because then there's bound to be cautions, especially with Bristol Bubbles Cup. 14 cars crammed into this track. There's bound to be wrecks and cautions, and you'll probably benefit if you pit right on that target line. He agreed this time.
I was going to say that's exactly what I was thinking with Michael in his situation now. It was looking so beautiful to have extended this first stint as long as he has. And then when you consider Kimi, who's pitted just a little bit on maybe after schedule, and having that caution come out, now he's sitting really as the net leader of the race, probably, considering the tire life that he has.
Yeah, something happened to Corey there. He's dropped behind Kimi on track. I'm not sure why, but now Kimi ahead of Corey with fresher tires. That's definitely a battle to keep an eye on, as those are going to be the fastest cars coming through. Green flag is out, and Bubble gets away well as Art is coming into the pits. That is not cool unless it's connecting.
Right. Yeah, you can't pit coming off the restart, which I'll let you explain, Dave, if you want.
That was Bubble coming in now. This is Bubble's time to pit. And so essentially, your in lap is already forced to be slow because you're pacing around. So by having a faster relative in lap to the rest of the pack, we have a much faster pit stop cycle, and that is why we do not allow someone to come to the pits coming to the green flag on a restart.
Yes.
So the message from race control should be a formality at this point, but Bubble's exiting the pits, so no message yet about Art. Interesting line of the pits there from Bubble. Completely cut the apron. I think that was a little bit safer to try to not spin, like we saw some people do earlier. Oh, and
into the wall!
That is Max again.
Max!
He's out. Coming back up the track right in front of Bubble. Bubble avoids it. Great job there from the 51.
And that's his car. That's his last car, right?
That's correct. Max Verstappen is
Okay.
going to be out of the Irwin Tools night race here at Bristol.
That's really unfortunate. I mean, he was having a pretty solid night.
Bubbles Cup debut. Barely made the show, P14, but actually a little bit of different strategy there. Spiced it up with the leaders for a little bit. Not a bad showing at all for the number.
But I'm not gonna lie, he did have some very weird spots during the race. Out of everyone that I've seen, he's been one of the most wall-tappy people. He's probably lost maybe 30% tires from wall tapping. He's been hitting it daily. He's not bad at all. I mean, he was up there racing with them, but out of everyone, he's just.
Well, it's a good point. It's a good point because he's had to pit early and he was in contention. But when you consider, the end of the race coming up, would he have been in contention having pit that early? Probably not. So you do need to be consistent.
Green and Jost did not go. System is going to jump that spot right away. I was going to say it's the first time we were not seeing Bubble lead them to the green, and Ford got a good getaway. Here comes Corey on fresh tires, trying to find his way through these three cars.
Yep, and Bubble is going to go 3 wide as well. He's been going 3 wide. He's going to continue to try to work the middle.
But now look, because of that caution, Corey, Timmy, and Bubble are all pretty close to each other once again. There's a whole pack of cars right here.
Corey!
Wow.
He made the
Corey.
move! Wow! Second!
Bubble's going to send it around the outside here, trying to get to the outside of Kimmy.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it if he doesn't get foot in the wall. He backs out.
He wisely backs out. Did not want to get that tire wear from the wall there.
They cleared a couple of those slower cars. They're starting to get a little more spread out. It's going to start to feel better for these offers on quicker cars. Oh, using the apron there a little bit, almost to the back of Joe's.
Yeah, Joe's really slowed there. And that's scary. I mean, that's just inches away from being a caution.
That's Bristol.
Yeah, see what Bubble here does. He's been pretty patient. He found a gap. Wow, that's just beautiful racing from him.
Not clear beat, so he's got to leave a little space here. Is Joe's going to send it back on him? Yes, he will. Joe's full sending back on the inside, being pushed on the apron.
Yeah, he's going to put him on the
and now being put 3 wide. Bubble backs out again.
That was not great from Joe's there. You don't have
now
the
Bubble's
tire
going back
life
3 wide, and Joe's is getting throttled up into the wall almost, but Bubble backs out again. Bubble is taking extra care to keep that car out of the wall, even if it means slamming on the brakes on the exit.
He is, and you got to give him credit for that, but I'm surprised he hasn't gotten frustrated with Jost because he doesn't have the tire life to compete.
Yeah,
and
here
yet
comes
he's
Bubble.
sent it
Finally,
right.
you can see it. You can see the momentum on the outside. That was insane by Bubble, and it's starting to heat up front a little bit too. Corey Wilson all over the back of Ford here for the lead.
It's a blue in the pit.
Jost is ramming in the back of people, bro. He's just sent Beast in the middle of 4 there, 3 and 4.
Yep. Jamie's trying to make that same move around the top 3 wide. Fresh tires, it looks like if you can get to the top, that's the place to go and not get full sent into the corner.
Corey's looking on the inside of Ford at the moment for the lead. Ford rolling at the top of the track pretty well at the moment. Bubble's going to be in the picture very soon.
Looking to the outside here. Is he there?
He is.
And that was a lot of respect from Ford to giving him the exit.
He's going to give him the whole thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have much choice. That tire difference shows big time here. Ford pit about 10 laps earlier, 10 laps more tires than these other drivers around him, and you can see the pace difference. Here comes Bubble, very quickly closing on the number 20 car. Oh my goodness, Michael around the outside.
Yeah, he's going to blow right by him. Wow.
Yep, no fighting.
And he does have a tire advantage against Corey as well. But is Bubble okay? Yeah, with the caution, he is on the lead lap. For a second, I thought maybe with having the last pit cycle, he would have been still lap down, but no.
No, Michael's still on the lead lap here, and so this is going to be trying to chase down Corey Wilson for the lead of the race.
It's the main battle.
This is the battle, you know, at least that I thought was going to be present throughout the entire story of the race. So not a surprise to see them about to go side by side here.
Goes the inside. Corey set up the exit. Here he comes back at him.
Pretty respectful there from Bubble. Let him roll the momentum around the outside.
You might have him here.
Oh, Corey
Into
the
the wall,
wall, and
Corey.
that's going to give it to Bubble. Bubble back to the lead here on lap 83 out of 300.
And so the risk from having stayed out so long in that first stint has not been too much of a setback for Michael with the caution cycles. He is now back in the lead with the freshest tires, so back into control of the race.
That's Jost in the pits right there. Again, very early. And we're starting to catch some lap traffic. This could play a role too, as Bubble's catching up to the backup system in the number 95. That's one thing about this track. It's so fast and so short, you catch lap traffic quickly. Yeah, it's a little bit of a move back here. Is that Ford and Kimmy going side by side for third? Yes, it is. Kimmy trying to run the bottom. Fresher tires than Ford. Let's see if we can get it done.
That's a little bit of racing we haven't exactly seen from everybody so far. Ford trying to run him pretty narrow on the inside instead of rolling the very top. He's gone back to the top of the track here.
He's got that spot back here.
What do you think of running them narrow, guys, when you're trying to run the middle of the track to defend your position instead of roll up to the top?
I think you've got to roll the top. The middle of the track kind of feels like no man's land right now. It looks like if you've got fresher tires or you're way faster than the car ahead, you can get a late apex and like turn the bottom one time to get them, as we see Kimmy try to do exactly that, and to get a pass done. But if you're in the middle, you're kind of just stuck. I think Ford might have helped Kimmy out a little right there, just gave it to him on exit. Kimmy may actually be closing up to Corey here. Corey kind of fell off from pace a little bit. Bubble is way up there. Forward in the wall right there. That's not good for him.
Kind of scared that my game is going to crash at the moment. I'm getting a ton of lag.
Yeah, I've been having it all race. I'm kind of unfortunate because the stream is probably going to be a little bit unwatchable. This stutter lag that has been persistent the entire 91 laps.
Yeah, that is very annoying. It has gotten progressively worse, I think, as we spread out the field. I really hope it gets cleaned up here because we're having a great race at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, this is the risk of working with Roblox and the structure, the architecture of the servers in the game here.
Especially recently.
Napa in the pits right there. Kind of had a so-so day. Haven't talked about him much. Kimmy's definitely catching up to Corey Wilson here. He's got more pace than the 48 machine. They pit pretty close to the same time. Kimmy pit a little bit later, but I think maybe Corey Wilson, we saw him in the wall earlier. Maybe a couple wall taps, and now Kimmy's got a bigger advantage.
Yeah, I think that's our closest on-track battle, isn't it, at the moment?
I believe so, from what I can see. Is Kimmy's been chasing him down. I've been watching Kimmy a few laps here. He's really trying to really push on the
Beast, I
exit.
think! Yes! Into the wall!
Beast, yep.
Beast.
Right in front of the leaders.
He's going to be done.
How has he done that?
No idea,
How
but
has he done that, man?
He's done, man. He's out of the race after that one.
Oh, maybe this will give Roblox a chance to work out its quality. Yikes, bro.
Yeah, we've lost a few now. We've lost Dukes, we've lost Max, and now we have lost Beast. So we're going to be down to 11 drivers.
You know, hasn't Beast been in like a little bit of a funk? He's just been struggling recently in every series. Is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I mean, late models Tuesday night. Not very happy about that race. Left after his second reset. Sorry, his first reset. In the late model series, we get 2 resets, and he had one left, but was not happy with the racing quality and quit the game.
Not an easy week.
We have a couple people driving in the back there. That system in Napa. They were a lap down. They will get their lap back, but they have to go to the tail end of the field.
So you are dealing with a lot of like rubber banding and stuff and stutter right now, right? I just
Oh
wanna
yeah,
make sure
big
it's not
time.
just
Big
my
time.
end.
It is like big stop and go freezing.
I'm not having much.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Well, I always get a little bit of it as the person that is streaming.
Fair.
So I'm usually running a stream. I have to stream replay up to be able to do replays. There's just a lot going on, but usually not this
There
bad.
you go.
Well, this is abnormally trash.
Oh, Ford with a huge
I mean,
restart
this
around the
is-
top side. Look at that from the 20 car.
3 wide. Corey, Blake, and Ford. And maybe Kimmy. Side by side now. Kimmy to third.
Kimmy pulled that out of nowhere as Art is sending the field on the apron. And so is
Wide.
Jose. 5 wide at Bristol. Ford comes down the track and pushes Kimmy into Jose. Art is trying to kill the field into turn 1. Oh, its system is spinning. Is that system out of the race? System with damage. He's out of the race.
Yep. Yeah, big system.
Oh no, the slowdown is going to be a hassle.
They're
Ford into the
doing it
wall,
okay.
and
They're doing it okay. We're watching them. They survived,
Ooh.
slowing down. They may
I'm
not
basically
survive going
watching
single
this
file
as
though.
a freeze frame.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
I'm
a
watching this as
slideshow
if
for
someone's
us.
Painting every frame. Yeah. Then we're seeing a PowerPoint presentation of the race at the moment.
System out of the race, that
And-
drops us to 10 cars. As we
Wow.
just crossed the 1/3 mark. Well, it's been caution
I
filled
swear,
and it's been
Roblox
laggy, but
aimed
it's been going pretty quick.
Here we go.
Green
Roblox
flag,
aimed
and a
way
terrible
no!
start for Jose.
Everything else.
Oh, it's awful for the 54. Here comes Kimmy to the outside, 3 wide. Got the move on Ford, looking for it on Corey, and yes, he's through to second.
There's Blue. Blue's looking to make that move.
That's
Oh,
Corey
Blue-
in the pits. Oh, Kimmy in the wall.
That caused a
So
lot
the-
of problems.
And Ford,
Bro, what?
crucially for Ford. Look, Ford at pit 10 laps early. He extended the second stint. He's back on schedule with the leaders.
Guys, I'm going to leave the game very briefly here and see if that helps.
Well,
me.
you won't be able to rejoin. Whoa.
Okay, I wouldn't. Okay,
Yeah. He's got the server locked.
I forgot about that.
Need help.
I guess I will try to deal with it then. I basically see half
I'm
a lap
streaming on
before something
Discord.
happens at the moment. Just so you know.
If you
We'll
really
see
need
how
a
smooth that
substitute.
is.
Yeah, Marcus said he's streaming on Discord. If it's that bad.
With 4 drivers DNFing and the field a lot more spread out, I think we're not going to see a caution. I think for a little while now.
I don't think so. We saw Blue who pit earlier. He's off schedule. He's moved up in a second. Then we're 9 car trying to catch up here. That is Kev in the number 9. As looking back for Ford, who's ahead of Blake and Corey, who's getting into some traffic here after that pit stop. Clears Art, stuck behind Napa. A lap down from these cars, but fresher rubber. He needs to make moves quick. But Napa
Needs to make them
into the
now.
pits big time. I mean, sorry, into the wall big time there. There's Kimmy, who's just up at second. Now there's Kev and Jost looking for third place off of him, and Corey already catching back up. You know, you lose more than a lap, so right now Corey's already made up that difference to Kimmy. Is now he's looking for a move 3 wide, 4 wide, not quite. He's got to sit behind.
Definitely had to sit behind. He was thinking about it though for making it 4 wide. Oh, Kimmy completely gets ruined there.
Kimmy is struggling on those old tires. Or trying to roll the top, trying to get through this pack just like Corey did. That's Kev in the wall in the number 9 car. And Kimmy looks very tight compared to every car around him. If I'm Kimmy, I'm pitting. I think that's what he's doing right here.
Yeah, there it is. Definitely the thing he needs to do. As Ford's getting by Art now.
Now looking forward on Napa. Napa on his last car. A little bit off sequence. The inside looks like Ford's trying to get that move, but Joe's down to the bottom. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Joe's into the wall, bounces off the wall, but Ford's got both of them cleared almost, but not Napa.
Just trying to hear Ford. Still with him.
Yeah, contact on exit, but I think Ford's going to get it with those fresh tires. Never mind, Napa hits him up into the wall almost. Ford stays out of it. Ford is clear as Corey has cleared a blue and now is trying to catch up to Bubble.
I believe there was a little bit of contact with Blue and Corey. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I did.
Give an update. I'm gonna watch your stream, Marcus. I got disconnected with the internet problems, so I'm gonna keep that up and watch you from there.
Alrighty.
You can actually rejoin. I actually had the ability to unserver lock. I didn't realize I did.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll give that a try then.
So you gotta let me know when you're in.
All right.
Very weird braking zone there. As Ford's gonna try to get by here, on the high side he does.
I'm in.
Awesome, awesome. Server's locked again. All right, so Ford is able to kind of
Thanks so much for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ford able to claw a little bit back here. They're both going to be trying to run down Bubble so that when Bubble pits, he's going to be behind these guys. Now, I mean, Bubble could be pulling something a little crazy here. You know, if he makes it to lap 120, only 3 more laps, he'd be on schedule for saving a pit stop compared to these other drivers. Those are kind of the 2 options here. We've got the 5-stopper, which is pitting every 50 laps. We've also got a 4-stopper, get pit every 60 laps.
And would that be worth it with the tire disadvantage?
It's tough to say. It's a 10-lap difference, but it's a quick 10 laps. Remember, they're running 18-second laps around here. So, I mean, that's 3 minutes, 180 seconds. If you can survive 3 minutes.
9 cars on the wrong side.
9 car. Man, they're on pit lane now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that.
It's going to be detrimental to your pit sequence.
It's about a textbook rookie mistake right there, as it gets.
Definitely.
Jost is in as well.
I think Jost is going to his, that may be his 3rd pit stop here, going to his 4th set of tires. That's not what you're looking for. You really want to be about 150 going to your 4th set of tires.
Ooh. Oh, a wreck out of pit road. That's Kev?
Yeah, Kev's spinning perpendicular. Here comes Jost. Kev has damage. Kev has damage to that car.
And he's
going
back up on the... And it... I don't know, actually.
Yeah, he has damage. The tire's down. There's going to be a caution.
That's got to be a caution. I mean, that's just fully out.
I think race control just hasn't seen it yet. That's all there is to it. But Kev has damage here. Sitting on the
completely.
apron.
Yeah, well, he should be. I mean, honestly,
Caution
they should
out.
have him in there's caution.
Well, I'm not sure if Kev could talk to these guys. Remember, chat has been split into age groups and such. He may not be talking in voice chat.
And now he spawned his car on the wall. Very good.
Struggling to do it as he gets back in.
Kev is now on his last car.
Oh, Blue spinning in front of the leader.
Spinning out, and Bubbles running into him. Getting a little
Almost
exciting
into
up
the
here.
barriers.
Wonder if saw a disqualification from that for Anthony at the late model race. I wonder if Michael will disqualify himself here from the Bubbles Cup race.
But mind, he is the race director, so just saying.
I will point out Anthony was being a particularly piece of garbage that race. So there was a lot of incidents with Anthony for him to be parked.
I wanted to pose it more as a hypothetical, not for that incident.
Gotcha.
Coming to the green, Bubble will lead once again. Beginning lap 125, he presses the gas, and he is gone. Napa in second.
Corey, wow, Corey, what a restart.
Well, Corey's actually dropped behind Ford here. So Ford and Corey were the two big beneficiaries from that. Remember, they pit, and they are coming through with fresh tires. Look at Ford rolling with momentum, Corey rolling on the exit.
So the story of the race, at least at the moment, is that Corey and Ford are on their third sets. Bubble's still in his second set. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly correct.
Man, Bubble's been leading the whole time, so
I don't know about the strategy from Bubble. I like where Corey and Ford are, and they are duking it out for first in their strategy. As there's a big pack behind Blue up the track, that forces Kimmy up. 3 wide there, that's Kev on the bottom, Joe's in the middle, Napa on top. And Kev is going to get it.
It's hard to imagine that this race wouldn't come down to a final late caution, though, you know, and if Michael has got a better set of tires.
Oh, he came down on Ford right there. Bubble trying to get the late apex, and then now he's going to pit. He's going to pit.
Yeah, he was going to be a sit and duck there, but, you know, anyway, as I was mentioning, you come down to
they're spinning for the lead. That's Ford into the side of Corey.
Save it.
Ford saved him.
Ford,
he paid it back. They saved it, and they're going again. Jost takes the lead in his first ever Bubbles Cup race.
But can he keep it?
No, he can't.
Well, you got Corey and Ford still charging up.
All of that, Bubble out of the pits here. He's going to be coming with fresh tires. And now it's flipped back on its head the other way. If a caution comes out, Bubble has a huge advantage.
Yeah, he's really not risking all that much going late because of how many cautions have come out. He's really just kind of trading back and forth with Corey and Ford. And if you get down to the end of the race, he's going to be sitting happy.
Yeah. It kind of just depends on which side of the caution, of the last caution do you pull. When does the last caution come out, and on which side of it do you pull?
And you know there's going to be more. I mean, with the way that some of the rookies have been racing in this
Kevin's trying to wreck Corey Wilson up at turn 4. We're going to see for sure.
Kev is like hugging the left rear of Corey.
Kimmy rolling to the top there, Kev. Got it done.
Corey's just got literally no one else but, is it Jose?
Yeah, it's Joseph there.
Jose, got it.
Corey in the wall.
Gotta remember that name. Oh!
And here comes Kimmy rolling to the top. Kimmy's going to take away second spot from Corey Wilson. And Bubble close behind to this pack. He'll be a lap down, trying to get that lap back right here. Here comes Kev with a huge exit to the number 9 car. And he bangs off the wall.
Oh, Corey's... I mean, was that Corey really clearing himself there, or Kev sticking it where he shouldn't? I don't know, but Corey almost went to his last car.
I mean, Kev's been really aggressive though, so
yeah, it's
who
tough.
knows?
I think Kev bounced off the wall a little bit, and it kind of gave him rotation, gave him a huge exit.
Hey, look back up to second. Kimmy closing in on Jose.
Look at Bubble on fresh tires, getting his laps back. He's now into 4th on track right here. He's a lap down to these guys though. Corey's dropped big time. Ford and Blake have both passed him. Bubble's
Let's see
looking
what
for a
Bubble
way
does
past
here
Kev.
against Kev.
Inside, late apex.
Down.
He's just got so much more grip. I
Oh.
think this is one of the times you can actually make a pass on the inside. Yeah, look at that from Bubble. Just clear up, take it away, you've got it.
He also seems to be Michael that is driving really confidently.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
the way he is sifted through traffic, with fresh tires, as calmly as he has, and stayed out of trouble with some rookies. This is really a veteran drive so far.
Late apex, he's got the move already on Kimmy. Kimmy lets him go. Bubble looking for his lead lap. He's just got to pass Jost right here. Is Jost going to fight him for it?
There's really no reason to fight, so
Bubble right up against the wall. Very clean, and he's got his lead lap back, little contact. But that is Bubbles all day.
no, he's
Yeah, no way Jost is going to hang on the inside there for too long.
It's someone else in
There
the
it is,
pits
lead
that
lap.
looks like blue in the pits there.
You know, if you did go green, hypothetically for the rest of the race, Michael is sitting in kind of a weird position, having just gotten
Yeah.
the lead lap, not being the lead. So he does, hypothetically, in that scenario, have to work his way back up through the field.
You're right about that one. Now, Michael here was going to be targeting about lap 180, maybe a little bit further. Probably not much further. That would put him on the 4-stop strategy.
Yeah. And he would, you know, even though it looks like he's the one doing the chasing at the moment, it would, at the end of the race, put him as the prey at the
Yeah.
end, trying to hold it together.
Right. Because he will have saved an extra pit stop. Everybody else taking the extra pit stop and running as hard as they can for those last 50 laps.
Napa's around,
Oh,
guys.
right in front of
Napa's in the
Bubble.
wall.
Yeah, and he's in the
Right
wall, and Bubble
Oh,
almost gets
no!
collected.
Is that Napa done? I think that's
Yeah,
Napa
that
out
is
of the
Napa
race.
out of the race right there.
man.
Well, eventually we will see this chase happen, but Bubble's just gonna go right back to the end of the longest line, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Bubble's just gonna go all the way around.
Just gonna go around.
Yeah,
That is
well, because
not-
he's not the leader. Jost is the leader. Bubble has to catch up to the pack.
Oh yeah, that's fair. It's not gonna help him, honestly. I mean, maybe 2%, but
Well,
Good.
I really hope we see something go green close to the end where we're seeing Michael be chased.
Me too, man. Because we're getting right onto the target for the 5-stopper, and that's the likes of Ford and Corey. They'd be looking for that. Kimmy was really extending. I think he's closer to the 4-stop than the 5-stop. So those 4-stoppers are looking for lap 180. The 5-stoppers are looking for lap 150. Down to 9 cars here as they are having some pacing issues there. Corey and Ford trying to pass Kev on the apron. Those will lead them to the green flag here on the restarts. And he's gone. Green is out.
good jump. But here comes Ford. Corey spins.
Corey's around. Let's go. Corey's around. Is he gonna get?
Oh, he does get damaged. Yes, he does.
Oh no.
Is that?
Yes, it is. It is.
Really?
It is. It is.
Barely any damage
It
though,
is
but
so
it's like,
little.
man. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, well, there,
Oh,
that just
now-
solidified it. Made
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, there it goes.
I was gonna say, has he really gotten it? But you could see that back element of their bumper coming off just slightly.
You know, that was a weird wreck. Like off the restart, I think it just spun him after they started getting going. That was weird. Unfortunate for Corey though.
Bubble managed to gain 3 spots on the restart right there for 0.2 of a lap. He's moved his way up into 6th place.
So just for clarity, you know, for the viewers and maybe not for the viewers, but just for me because I have problems following the strategy here. But for Ford and Kimmy, they are on the strategy with Corey right now. It's really Michael that's the only odd man out right now that's trying to do a four stopper.
Maybe. I kind of lost track of Kimmy in there. I think Kimmy extended one of those stints really long, so Kimmy's actually may have extended one of those stops about where Bubble is, or Michael. So I think we're yet to see anybody pit for the five stopper. They would be pitting this lap, obviously. That's supposed to be illegal, but Art did an Irwin race. So not sure what happened there. So we'll just kind of wait and see what Kimmy does here, because I lost track of him, and I want to say he extended earlier.
Yeah, it may be worth saying with Art at least as we come to the restart. If you are so low on tires that you're going to have a blown tire, they will let you come down.
Yeah. Usually there is a lap penalty with that, though. So we didn't see anything.
Trying to make it 3 wide.
Oh,
Head into the wall. Hard.
Oh, that's a very big
Kimmy's
hit
up
on
into
the front.
Oh, what a save from Kimmy! No damage for the 17 car.
Kimmy.
Wrong place, wrong time for Bubble. I think Kev and Kimmy kind of went up and Kev went down.
Yeah.
And Bubble saw the gap, and this time maybe not the smartest move and decision by Bubble.
Oh, and Bubble.
Oh, yeah,
that was
second
DTB.
double back.
Yeah, so there it is.
Corey's around, guys. Corey's spinning.
Kev. For some reason, I thought Kev was already on his last car.
I thought so too. Wait. No, he's out. What are you talking about?
Or sorry, yeah, he should be out, but the race control said Kev last car, but yeah, he's out. So.
I think that's what they said, or they said it on the thing. They just didn't update us.
I see. Understood. So yeah, Kev is out of the race.
The field is really thinned out.
Oh, he left, so disqualified.
So he was
he's out of the
even.
race. We're gonna look back at it. If he was on his last car and he wrecked, that's a DNF. He will receive points for 9th place. If he left, that is disqualification. He receives 0 points. So we have yet to see. We'll have to look back at the play.
It's unfortunate.
We've really thinned out the field, though, guys. I mean, if we started at 14, where are we at right now? Like 8 cars?
Yeah, we're down to cars. Almost
Yeah, and that's
halfway through the race.
small.
We're almost at half of the field.
I think a little bit.
That means by the end of the race, we may have one car left.
Yeah, it's been a game of survival at the moment.
I think it'll be a little less chaotic now that we have 8 cars.
Green flag is out. Nose goes right away. Corey looking at the outside. He's looking for it on blue. Art looking at the inside for a move. He backs out of that as blue sends it into Art. And then Ford on the top trying to take away second place. Getting the momentum, we're 3 wide for second, but Ford has it clear for second place. Ford in the wall right there.
Look at the roll around the outside there, right around Corey. And he's going to start looking at the inside of Blake, maybe, or he's going to roll the top. He's going to go right back to the top.
Look at this.
Dude, he's got so much speed up there.
Gorgeous for Bubble. He's getting put in the wall here. He backs out of it.
He backed out of it. Dude, that is such a last-second back out of the corner. That's
Ford
pretty
in the pits, and
impressive.
he's stacking up the field with him.
He made it in though. Same with Corey and Kimmy.
Corey and Kimmy. Let's see who wins this battle off the pit, if he can.
Ford, Corey, and Kimmy all are on the 5-stop strategy here. They're not going long enough to make it on the 4-stopper. They're going to use every tire set. Right now, Bubble is the only one who looks like he can do it on 4. He'll be looking for lap 180 for Bubble.
Ford gets out first.
And I think they all must have maintained their position there.
Oh. Bubble inside
Bubble is
of
going to
Art.
make work of these guys.
Yep. Joe's coming into the pits, and he stops right in front of Bubble.
He tried to go down.
Damage, and that's a
no!
caution. Damage, and that's a caution. Is that Joe's out?
Barely made it.
Didn't he try to go down from the middle of the track?
He did. We've got it people on the stream. That was rough. I'm going to try to pull this up in replay here.
Yeah, it's not really on anyone, but himself. And he's gonna just drift it. That's a spoiler.
Watching the replay here, Bubble made the move on Art, and then we turned around and yeah, Joe's coming down from the middle of the track. He was barely going to make the pit lane anyways, and yeah, he is DNF'd out of the race.
So we are officially down to half the field we started with, guys. Just a little over halfway through the race.
You know, also Blake, a perfectly timed caution as he barely made it into pit road. He's going to start in the back, but with the freshest tires.
Yeah, I would have completely missed that. I'm glad you caught that, Marcus. Right on it. In the pits, right as the caution was called. Essentially a perfectly free pit stop for Blake. Watch him on this restart.
Yeah, I think we should keep an eye on and Ford, Corey, and Kimmy. I think they're going to get into the lead very quickly here, having just come down the pits.
I think you're right about that. So those back four, fresher tires than the top three. Bubble is the one on the four-stop strategy we've got to keep an eye on, but this is kind of the tricky part. When a caution, we talked about this back and forth we get because of the strategies and the cautions. When the caution falls between the two strategies like it just has, that's when it benefits the five-stopper the most. Whoever pits earlier, it's a big advantage for them as Corey jumps to the back here. I guess he's just be out of it, or no, he's getting the spot back right as we come to the green restart zone. That's pretty late.
Yeah, he's had a problem, and yeah, you really shouldn't be doing that, but here we go.
Here comes Bubble to the outside, already looking for the spot against Art. Bubble loves the high side. He just goes straight there on the restart. So for a 3 wide.
Oh, he's going to nip right under.
Oh my gosh, that was gorgeous. Shooting the gap for Bubble. He's taking away second place, and he's looking for first against Blue.
There's Ford though.
Ford! Thread the needle underneath Art around the outside of Corey. What a move. Yeah, Ford and Corey are coming with a head of steam, man. They're going to make quick work of Bubble.
Oh, and they do! Wow! They split Bubble 3 wide through 3 and 4.
That's insane, man. That is insane the way they got through that without contact.
Oh, and Bubble up into the Ford. That's the kind of the first cheek of the armor we've seen from Bubble this race.
He's going to run right into the back of Ford. Wow. Is he not happy about something there? I don't know.
Ford did kind of send him way up the track. No, he's not. He's dooring him down the front straightaway.
Corey's going to go for the lead, guys. He's going to roll at the top, try to get some momentum on Blue. As Ford and Bubble are still going.
Banging doors, man. Ford kind of doing that pinch line again. Now he's got it clear. Is he going to get sent by Bubble?
I wouldn't think so. I think Bubble's
he drove it a little
smart.
deep.
I don't think
he drove
he's
it a
going
little
to.
deep, but it wasn't to get there. And so
Corey,
we're gonna
go for the lead, guys.
Yep. Blue caught on the apron. That kills your acceleration of these cars. If you exit on the apron, do not accelerate off the corner. And that is Corey Wilson rolling the top and to the lead for the number 48 car. Your points leader, the winner of the first 3 races, in the lead here tonight at Bristol.
Bubble, there it is. There's the sim.
I didn't think it was so bad from Ford what he did with Bubble, but obviously he hasn't been happy about it.
I think they both just kind of escalated it to each other. Bubble gave him a little door bang back after that. Then Ford gave it back to Bubble again, and they've just gone back and forth multiple times.
I think Blue's got to get off that apron, man. He has continued to kind of exit around what that blue painted restart line looks like.
Yeah.
And it's really killed his exit speed.
Yeah. One of the few drivers that's not rolling the top right now. The only driver not rolling the top.
Corey has got a head of steam, man. Clean air in front of him. He's really in control, complete control at the moment. But you never know when it could flip.
Unfortunately for Corey, they would have put Blue in between himself and the cars behind. And that grab is growing. As now Bubble and Ford side by side again. Bubble on the outside. Oh, as Blue comes down the track and Ford is spinning. That's looking like it's headed for the wall. Everyone's slow. Ford is going to not get damaged.
Wow.
But lost a lot of time. Caution is out.
Art on the other side of the track. DNF. DNF?
dude.
Yep.
That
Art is out.
That's amazing from Ford. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he
yeah.
had a car to go to, and you think, well, if he saves it, you know, he's lost a lot of time having spun around. Maybe you should just go to the last car anyway. But a caution has just come out so opportunistically for Ford, having saved his car.
Well, Art is out of the race, but he will be credited with the P7 finish. Therefore, top 10 kids free a Golden Corral. Make sure to head to your local Golden Corral and tell them about this deal.
Tell them about this race because it's really good.
Yep, tell them about this good racing and get yourself some good eating.
Good racing and good eating. There we go.
Closing in on that magical lap 180 for Bubble. Now, as we get further along, as we come to green this time, we're here. Corey Wilson leading the field to green. It's the restart zone. And he's gone, and it's a great restart for the cars behind, actually. Not a big gap for Corey Wilson, as Bubble is close behind. Blue all the way on the apron is Bubble looking for the move on the inside of 2. Older tires, but fighting for the lead. Can he send it up the track? Nope. Good exit for Bubble. He's really diamonding the bottom. Now he's running the bottom to keep side by side with the car on the top. But this time there's just no fighting it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought maybe he had the space to clear. Ooh, he's going on the inside again.
Oh, he's using him up.
He definitely used him up some.
Bringing
gonna
Kimmy
try to
into
take
it.
advantage of.
Really
He's
using him on
really
the
using
exit. Yeah. Kimmy to the outside of Bubble trying to get there. Corey's backing up Bubble on the inside. And Kimmy with the switchback.
Yeah,
That's gorgeous from Kimmy.
That was I think, a veteran move from Corey to throw it down the inside and take away his line so that you weren't side by side in the corner. That was a really smart move from Corey.
Yeah. Kimmy backs out of it, but he's almost up into Blake. You got to be careful dropping back into the line like that. Cars on the outside have a huge head of steam coming behind you.
Well, if you're Blake, you're really happy right now. At least I would be. It was his first race, right? I mean,
he's raced a few other races, but I mean, this is how he won the season opener for IndyCar. He's an IndyCar driver. Won St. Pete. Only about the 5 cars finished that race. Just being consistent and being on the right strategy, and just won St. Pete season opener in his first ever IndyCar race. He's in his 2nd or 3rd Bubbles Cup race here tonight, and again, just that consistency. He won that Formula 1 race, the Malaysian Grand Prix. So this is his first season with us, and he's won St. Pete IndyCar, he's won Malaysia F1, and he's doing it by being consistent.
Yeah, that's a great model for us. I mean, imagine you come into this race having started close to the back, and someone told you, well, half the drivers are going to wreck out, so you might as well just keep it safe. I think you would have seen a very different race if that wasn't the complexion for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah. Kimmy going to the outside of Blake right here. We're 2 by 2. Bubbling forward, Kimmy and Blake.
Yeah,
They're
dicey
all
here.
behind Corey Wilson, though. Bubble, that's because Bubble fighting them on older tires. We are past the target point for Bubble now. He can pit whenever he wants. He's safe on the 4 stop, but he's holding up the other 5 stoppers.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to be doing if you're Michael, because the more you can hold them up, the more time that they're losing on trying to catch you at the end of the race.
Except for Corey Wilson, though. I mean, are you resigning yourself to a 2nd place by letting Corey run out there and trying to extend? Switch back here on forward.
Almost into the wall.
And I mean, at this point, we're at 185. The 5 stoppers are going to be pitting at around 200, a little bit past lap 200. We're not that far away from their pit stop either. But I think if you want to take advantage, you need to go ahead and pit.
Yeah, eventually you're not even going to be offset. You're just going to be behind, but on the same schedule.
Yeah,
And he almost is getting hooked right there off of 4. If I'm here, if I'm Bubble here, I'm getting out of this. I'm going to the pits. It's time. Bring it in.
Yep. Get out of this, get fresh tires, get clean air, and start setting quality laps. I think that's got to be the call for Michael at the moment.
He's going to choose to send it forward instead. Obviously having a lot of fun looking at the right side of that 20 car as Corey's pulling away.
There's a lower chance of a caution too, especially with how many cars there are. So there won't be that much luck for Bubble as in the recent cautions, but
yeah. That's exactly right. I mean, the caution cycle has favored the 5-stoppers at the moment, and the longer you do this, if you're Bubble, the less of an offset you have at the end, assuming this thing goes green.
End of 1, that was a little bit of a throwing a shoulder there from Bubble to Ford. Kimmy rolling the top, taking advantage. All these cars, lap times, have dropped off a cliff from this battling with Bubble and Ford. Ford Wilson way out ahead now.
Gift into Corey.
It's hard to see Corey not winning this thing, you know, if you went green for the rest of the way.
Yeah, looking really good to get 4 in a row. Another lap for Bubble. He does not go in. Another day, another story for Bubble Wonder Boy. Maybe looking for it on board.
I just wonder what the idea is. You know, now I'm trying to think, have we missed something with the strategy? But
I mean, he's extending so far at this point, you might as well just pit on 200, and he's got to send forward up the track, just completely killing these guys racing.
Yeah, he seems to be happy just slowing these guys up at the moment.
Nope. He's starting to lose it. I mean, I'm surprised he stayed up here for this long.
Yeah, but I mean, if you see, once they can get clear, if Ford can get far enough ahead here and just be clean, he's going to run away with it. Because you see Corey's just gone.
Kimmy's the one who has to struggle with Bubble now. Oh,
yeah.
Now he's in the
there
pits.
it is.
Now he's in.
Finally.
Let's see how far ahead Corey's going to be from Bubble at the moment.
Going around to lap him right now.
Obviously, he'll lose a lap, but
still in the pits. Now he's exiting. He'll be behind this tire field.
Half the track, I think.
well, I mean, yeah, that's about a lap and a half.
Now leaves Kimmy and Ford here to fight for second. That's all brought Blue Emo back into play here. Another driver has been consistent today. I mean, any driver who is left on track is one that's been consistent today.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as long as you have kept it on the gray stuff out of the wall, and you would have found yourself pretty close to the top 5 at this point.
Yeah, sure. Blake is that driver running 6th right now. Uncle gets ahead of him, so gets a lap back against Blake. You guys are almost 6 seconds behind Corey.
Yeah, it's a bit lonely up there for Corey at the moment. I mean, once he got past all the chaos, he's had nothing but clean track in front of him.
But I mean, I think Bubba's already got 4 or 5 seconds before he Wilson. The pace difference is so huge.
He's on the outside?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's no effort. Wonder if he gives
What will
Ford a
Ford
message
do?
here. They were fighting hard earlier. Ford up the track a
Oh!
little bit. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt him.
Honestly, that was not great for Michael. There was no reason to even run into the back of him. He could have sent it on the inside and make quick work of him going to the next corner, but he's kind of slowed himself up here. I know he wants to run the outside, but I think with such an offset, you had to have adapted there.
Yeah, absolutely. expect any of these other guys on the 5-stop strategy to be coming into the pit steers pretty soon. We've reached lap 200. Reached and passed lap 200.
Yep. And as you say that, Blake is coming down right now.
He's right on schedule, the number 12 car. Right now running last out of everybody once Bubba comes around and passes him.
You know, Blake is on schedule, but he did pit, I think, after everyone, though. So I'm surprised why he was the first out of the 5-stoppers to pit.
I'm not sure. I expect to see another pit stop out of Blake there. I don't think you can make the tires last 100 laps. I think you can stretch them to about 70. But I don't think you're making 100 laps. So I think Blake has to make another stop. I think Bubble's going to try to hit 240. Although he extended the last stint by about 10 laps, so everybody would be kind of pitting together at about 250. In which case, Bubble's catching up to Corey. I think right now, if Corey pits, it's going to be tight with Bubble on the exit. If I'm Corey, I'm going to go ahead and pit. Blake on the exit, Corey stays out. Beginning lap 206.
I feel like Ford may be one of the first ones to come down out of those fighting for the win. If it were to kind of, mirror what we saw earlier in the race, I believe that Ford was some of the first to come down on that strategy.
I thought he was coming right there, but just picked it up throttle later. Corey Wilson in the wall a little bit there. And at this point, if you're Corey Wilson, pit, you're going to be behind Bubble for sure. Bubble would take the lead. And then Bubble can pit kind of on the same lap as you. Kimmy, I believe, is going to have to make another stop. I wonder if Corey Wilson could stretch this far enough to do it on one more stop, and then we'll have Bubble having to chase to make up an entire lap. As here he goes to the outside of Corey, he's got it done. Corey Wilson blew a tire. Corey Wilson has blown a tire. And I think he just extended too far, man. Look at how much it's cost him.
And then
well, you know, one thing is he was on his last car, wasn't he, guys? So that could have been the end of the race for him.
You're right. Pretty sketchy there as Bubble's now moved up in the.
Wow, Corey has just sneaked by a disaster there.
Yep. He is on the pit exit, coming up right
He's gonna come up right in front of Ford.
But look, now Corey is a half a lap behind Bubble, and Bubble's coming to the pits. Why is Bubble pitting?
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't think he can make it.
That is interesting. That was
a 20-lap stint from Bubble.
That was, I was going to say, that was so short. What? So, is this his last fresh set?
I think he's going to have to, he has one more set. He may have to stop again, though. He's got one more set. He may have to use it.
Oh.
Surely there's something else.
Has he flipped this then? Has he basically flipped the script into being the hunter now? If he's trying to split the last, part of this race.
I have no idea. Maybe they can make it. Maybe Bubble can make it, stretch it 85, 90 laps, and he can make it to the end. I don't think it's likely. It's, gotta wait and see.
Ford in the pit.
Ford is coming down. Well, this is the sort of confusion that we've been waiting on, but
yeah, we were hoping for this.
With all the questions we haven't gotten it, and now we're here.
That means we're still waiting on Blue and Kimmy to pit. Where do the pits back?
are over now. We got Corey, Blake, Kimmy, then it is Ford, and Bubble. And now Bubble, running 6th, is going to have a lot to make up.
Oh, well, I don't know about y'all, but they have really thrown me for a loop.
Yeah,
We will see
Bubble,
version at one point.
At 20 lap stint there in the middle, I really not following what's going on unless maybe Bubble put on some scuffs and he's got 2 fresh sets. So
I mean, I think we're going to see Michael come back in. I don't think he's going to stretch it. I think maybe he has turned himself into the chaser at the end by trying to split in half this last stint with really fresh tires.
Brings us to
I mean,
120 here. I mean, from here we've
let's think about how many. Let's think about how many laps Corey must have gone on for him to get a blown tire. I mean, can Bubble really stretch it more than 80 laps? I don't think he could. I think he's got to come down.
No, I don't think it's likely either. No, I mean, but if we expect one more pit stop from everybody, my pit in a 20 lap stint, because now you're just almost a lap down. You've got to make up a lap on pace. Unless that's the point and Bubble feels that confidence. I would put it past him if he did it just because. Kimmy's looking for something on Blake here. This is almost 7 seconds behind the leader. Late apex, hitting up the exit. Blake keeping it on the top. They both enter pretty high, but Kimmy a little higher, and then he drives it down the banking to get that big exit. Now it's to the inside of Blake here, looking for second place. Oh, Blake right up against the wall. That was amazing.
So I mean, I think Corey is sitting pretty here, but you know, maybe Michael has set himself up for a pretty major undercut for whenever Corey takes his stop.
Yeah, but remember, he's a lap down.
So he's currently a lap down at the moment.
No, he was just barely in front of Corey, about to go lap down. So basically, from a Corey blew a tire, Bubble was about to get his lap back. So Bubble, by kind of moving his strategy through that 20 lap stint, he's basically made it to where he has to catch up an entire lap on track, just by pace. We're running him up right here. Bubble still going at each other's throats. Here for people. Now Bubble's to the outside.
But he's not currently at lap down. Michael isn't. We're looking at the gap that he would have to make up after the last cycle. Essentially, is what we're saying.
Right.
Okay.
It was making up. If he was a lap down when this cycle started. Now he's already made up, however much time he's made up, and now he's got to keep gaining that over the next 72 laps.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. We're looking at for live the gap that Michael has to make up. Oh, which is a big gap. I mean, that is more than half a lap at the moment.
Yeah, well, he came into the pits right in front of him. He was essentially a lap down. He was apparently not on the pit.
And Ford's not making it easy on him, or wasn't, as he clears him now.
He's got 12.5 seconds to get to Corey. That's about a lap, is it? 18 to 19 second lap. It's in fourth. He's third and second ahead of him. As Kimmy's still stuck behind Blake. That battle's about to get interesting once Bubble gets up here.
Yeah, and Michael is about 12, a little over 12 seconds on the interval from Corey at the moment. And I think it's kind of hovered around there for a good bit.
Now I wonder if Indy's 5-stopper is going to try a big undercut, maybe like Kimmy. That pit window for that final stop is going to open at about lap 240. So around lap 240 to 260, I expect everybody to make their final stops. It might be worth it, especially if you're Kimmy or someone who's been a little bit off the pace. Come in early, get the big undercut. If a caution comes out, you're home free, basically.
Yeah.
Bubba gets a third spot away from Kimmy with those fresher tires. Now he's looking for second on Blake. See what that gap is. It's 11.4 seconds. He's already caught up another second and a half to Corey Wilson.
If he's catching up that quick, I think he can do it with that sort of pace.
Pulls around the outside of Blake. He's got that.
And he's been battling. So now that he's in clean air, let's see what he can do now. 11.1 seconds was what it was at the line last time around. Corey is just past the line. Michael is just going into 3 at the moment.
Pull that gap. 10.4, so 7 tenths of a second.
Yeah, this is going to be a stretch. As you mentioned with the undercut, Kimmy's actually come down to pit road, so maybe he's trying exactly what you said.
I think so. I think right around here is about where you can make it to the end. So Kimmy coming in on the front side of it. He's gonna give it a shot here. Big time undercut opportunity for Kimmy, but he will be the prey at the end if he can pull it off.
Yep.
He's gonna come out right in front of the leader, actually.
And in case anybody's wondering about the undercut, what we really mean is that once you pit early compared to someone else, compared to one of your opponents, you now come out of the pits with fresh tires, and as the opponent is setting slower laps on really worn tires, you're setting blistering laps compared to them, so by the time that they come down for their pit cycle, you've gained a lot of time on them.
Ford just took away third place from Blake, as Bubble is now just 8.8 seconds back, and now Bubble kind of seems inevitable.
Certainly he does. Yes, certainly. That gap is coming down so quick.
Take a look right here at the top of your screen. Last time it was 8.8. This time it's 8.3. Half a second again that lap.
And at this point, Corey is just going into 3, middle of 3 out of 4. Bubble's already in the backstretch, so he is really cutting it down quick.
Yeah. Now this next stint, I think they're gonna have less of an advantage because right for this stint, Bubbles had that whatever it is advantage on the pits. Lap advantage on tires, but this next stint they'll equalize because they both have one more stop to go to the end. So the tire advantage will go away, and it'll have to be on pace, and he's still 7 seconds back.
But he is pretty fast just on raw pace alone, all things being equal. So. That's right, and we're now under 7 seconds on the gap, and Corey has still not come in.
And that's also good for Kimmy. Kimmy came out right in front of Corey. He's a straightaway ahead now.
Who's that coming down right now?
Blue. No, he's not coming down.
He's still running that apron. Gives up the spot to Kimmy.
So
an amazing line.
Yeah, he's still just running that that little fade juke to the pit lane line.
Yeah.
So
Blue's normal line running closer to the pit entry than Joseph's line coming into the pits.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Him coming down from middle of the track, right?
Bubble now under 6 seconds, and now you're starting to see Bubble at the back of these camera shots. When we're watching Corey, we can see that red car just catching up back there.
Yeah, he's almost put himself on the same straightaway as Corey.
Was it this time 5.1 seconds? Now that's under a third of the track. 54 laps to go though.
Coming into pit.
Yeah, this window is open. Bring him in, driver. He's gonna go a lap down right here. Watch Kimmy though. Kimmy's kind of who he was around. Kimmy with the big undercut, about a 10-lap undercut. And Kimmy is gonna completely blow Blake out of the water. That's what 10-lap undercut looks like, just gone. But now Blake has 10-lap fresher tires to chase him down, and 53 laps to do it.
And he's had much less of a gap to have to eat away than Bubble has.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kimmy might be a little bit in danger with how early
That's
he came down.
also Blake right with Corey Wilson and fresh tires. He could be giving Corey Wilson some dirty air here.
Yeah, Blake is going to get right up in front of him in just a second here.
Yep. And Bubbles catching quickly. 3.6 it was last time around. And Blake's stuck on the inside though, just doesn't have the pace.
That sucks.
And brand new tires out of the pits. You gotta clear them.
You gotta get away.
There it is.
He's got him. Now Corey's gonna have dirty air, and Bubbles gonna love that.
Yeah, and Michael is almost in the same corner now as Corey. He's definitely going to be on the same straight as Corey enters into 1.
50 laps to go.
That's
Marcus, keep watching that pit lane for me. I mean, the longer they go, though, the more likely they're going to come out about the same strategy. I wonder if you're Bubble, if you just follow them in. Just take all the other little pit strategy equations out of it. You know you've got the fastest car. You know that you're the best here this weekend. Just pit with them. Take it all away and just go beat them straight up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's probably true. It's probably also the case that the difference in strategies just converged on the last stint instead of on the stint to the end of the race. He's probably just made that switch a little bit earlier on.
Yeah.
Well, without that 20-lap stop, Bubble would have pit for the last time 13 laps ago. But now he's swapped over to the 5-stop lane.
I feel like Corey is going to wait till about the time that Michael gets right up on him, and then he'll come down.
Yeah.
I don't know if let Michael come down before me.
They're pitting. Michael's pitting. Michael's pitting.
Oh my
goodness. And now Corey
goodness.
pits right in front of him.
But Michael had such a better entry, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
That was...
Both in the pits, clean.
Oh, and Ford
is
too.
in. So our top 3 are all pitting. Is that Blue Emo staying out? Yes, it is. Blue Emo will assume the lead. Ford pits right in front of Bubble. Bubble's going to go through the pit.
No,
he's going to go through the pit.
He's going to go underneath them and save the time from having to go around.
And look at this. Here comes Kimmy. The undercut didn't even work for Kimmy. He's out behind these guys.
Oh, that is interesting for Michael to go underneath Ford. After out of all the spots you can go in the pit road, he splits the leaders. But Michael, being so aware and having the gamesmanship to go underneath, has saved himself some time.
Yep.
He had a little bit of contact, but it didn't seem to do much.
Now we've got what we were talking about. 43 laps and a straight up battle. The difference between them, 1.8 seconds. Blue Emo we expect to pit, and this will become the battle for the lead. 42 laps to go. As we are side by side right now, that's Ford and Blake. Ford.
What did we say right at the beginning, guys? Or at least what I said.
Split Blue Emo getting their laps back. Ford gets his lap back first.
It's going to come down to Corey and Michael again.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that just about every Bubbles Cup race that we've seen, or at least that I've seen? It's been these two guys.
Oh, Blake is in a big hit. Can they save it? Blue Emo into the wall. Big damage for both. They're both out. Caution is out, and we've thrown a wrench into it again.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Kimmy is going to have such worn tires. But Ford is going to be right in the picture with Corey and Bubble.
Just ran straight into Blue Emo.
They're going to have about even tires, guys. Corey, Bubble, and Ford on a restart.
And guys, what just happened? Blake's trying to get his lap back, bounced off the outside wall into Blue, and they both wrecked. So a lapped car trying to get his lap back just took out the leader. I know we've got strategy going on, but that was a lapped car taking out the leader.
That's crazy. Okay, so here's a couple ideas. You have a 3-car shootout basically between Bubble, Corey, and Ford to the end, 40 laps. Or maybe you try to split it. If you're Bubble and you have another set of tires, maybe you come down and split this thing in half.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I was looking at the replay here. We were watching the replay on the stream. Yep, Blake just messes up the corner, comes down the track, just completely wipes him out. I mean, that was bad from Blake, and the driver we were praising for being consistent just took him out, man. I wonder if race control just didn't see it, because that surely would have been a to the back penalty.
Well, what do you think of that, guys? If you try to split this last stint, if you have the tires, if you have an extra set of tires to do it.
I don't think it's gonna be enough time, man. We're down below 40 laps to go. I think you just gotta stick with what you've got and go to the end. Save for maybe Kimmy. You know you're on old tires. If you drop to the back of the field, come into the pits and try to get a lucky caution. Maybe you'll come out the best.
Yeah. Someone's an idiot, by the way. I don't know if it's Ford or Blue. Maybe it was Ford coming down and just chopping across his nose. But I mean, come on, guys.
It was Ford.
Pace and figure this out. Yeah, Ford. Come on, man. You got 6 cars in the entire field, and we can't get into the line and pace together.
Green flag is out here. 38 laps to go. Now 37. Corey leads from Bubble from Ford, who's had a great restart on the outside. Now Bubble looking for the lead here.
Inside. Send it, Bubble, send it. And he's going to go right up in front of Corey. That's a clean move right there.
Yep. We've been watching it. We've been thinking he may do it all race long, but he has not done it. And now he's coming up. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to clear himself from the outside wall. Corey with momentum.
Too.
Oh, this is a little bit of cat and mouse, whether Bubble's going to go defensive or not. I think he's got it done, though.
Yep. Bubble clear in the lead and clean air for Bubble the Wonder Boy. Michael Fortune, 35 laps to go between him and victory lane.
In clean air, he may be unstoppable, man.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Kimmy's dropped back to 5th. If I'm Kimmy, I'm pitting. I would pit if I'm Kimmy.
That's got to be your only hope with how early he came in trying to do the undercut.
If you're a car back there, you might as well. I have no idea if he's got a set of tires that are better than the ones he has, but if you do, you should pit.
And you got to do it now so you give yourself a chance to try to make up some time at the end. Corey is not going away though. He's hanging around.
He's got good pace. I mean, some other tracks he's just been unstoppable, but here at Bristol, it's been one of Bubble's tracks. Similar to what we saw at Las Vegas, but then some shenanigans gave Corey Wilson that win. 32 laps to go for Bubble. Wonder if we'll see anything similar.
Definitely don't want to take too much risk if you're Bubble with the wall, and it doesn't look like he is. He's kind of staying close to the middle of the track.
Yeah.
He's in a great rhythm though. He's starting to pull out this gap.
Completely.
We got 1.8 at the line to Corey.
Yep. So 30 laps to go. Just for reference, that's about 9 minutes of lap time.
Yeah, that'll get clicked off quick.
And actually, looked like Ford had some good pace right there. Corey kind of fell off the map. Ford staying close.
Pits. And Blue.
I like it. I like the call to pit. Same for Blue. They're both back there coming to the pits. Might as well. Kimmy going slow here. That was really slow.
Yeah, Kimmy had a weird pit.
I know Kimmy on controller. He has to toggle the UI navigation and scroll through to get to the tire he has to select. I wonder if he's just kind of got caught there scrolling through which tire to select. Oh, and Kimmy's done. Did he run out of tires? He just jumped out of his car.
Wow.
Did he mean to?
reset. He reset. He's just sitting in the middle of the track there by himself.
What in the world? Maybe he has just called it quits.
Maybe. I don't know if he's out of tires. Maybe. I have no clue, though, with 27 to go. And, yeah, like I was saying, guys, Ford faster than Corey Wilson right now. He's kind of hounding the 48 car.
That's right, yeah, he's just kind of peeking underneath him, running in the middle of the track at the moment.
Corey's getting those big exits, and Ford is kind of rolling the center a little bit. That time it's a little bit more even between the two.
Well, it's unfortunate for Kimi. You know, you would have liked to have seen something interesting going on with fresh tires, but obviously if he didn't have a fresh set, probably wouldn't have been worth continuing on. Maybe he was so far down on tires, he didn't even think he could make it the rest of the way with whatever he had left.
That's kind of the only reason I would think he would jump out. I mean, either that or like extreme lag, and you don't want to cause caution at the end. You know, extreme lag or you're out of tires. Those are kind of the only two reasons I would imagine you could call it quits there. When you're guaranteed a top 5 finish. I mean, Blue came in the pits right behind you. You're beating one car.
Must try to communicate with us.
Yeah, I hear that. Something going on here.
I was wondering what that was.
Wait, you don't even know?
Yeah, I had no idea. I just kept pressing a button. I was like, well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
sounds like we're in FM.
Yeah, it does sound like I was pulling up a radio message. I'm
Was it Kimmy?
expecting to hear Kimmy come up over the radio and tell us something.
Yeah. I'm starting to think this is a nice little implementation to the immersion. Maybe if we can get some driver radio, we'll put a little emoji.
I might need you to need you to join the commentary booth for the F1 races. Get a little Nico Rosberg radio in there.
Oh my goodness. I
Speaking
think
of the
Bubble
F1
is running
races,
with it.
19 laps to go. We've got the Australian Grand Prix coming up Sunday night. You're not going to want to miss it. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Australian Grand
Yeah. We'll need to practice for that. I am Nico Rosberg, but I'll tell you what, the Williams is an absolute tractor. I tried my best with the Williams, but since I DNF'd last race with that weird track conversion point on Malaysia, I have 0 points to try to upgrade that car with, so I'm still a sitting duck.
Yeah, Mark Webber has been MIA. Just have no idea where Mark Webber is. So Williams are not getting any upgrade tokens, and that car is still a tractor. And I'm gonna leak a little something for you Bubbles Cup viewers, because if you are a Bubbles Cup viewer, you're one of my favorite people in the entire world. Renault has brought an upgrade to Australia, so if you thought they were fast before, their high-speed handling, they did a wing upgrade, so that's about to look crazy. So we got a battle for second right here. Corey and Ford side by side with 16 to go.
Yeah, Ford has rolled the bottom very nicely there.
Oh, tied up the track. That looked sketchy right there. Off of 2. Ford was tight and coming up the track. Corey ran into his right rear. That kind of stopped his momentum and gave Ford second place. So Corey has been relegated to third. Oh. With 14 to go, but Ford messes up and Corey gets it back.
You know, that's huge, because if Michael is going to be chasing Corey for the championship lead or win at the end of all this little battle here is not worth nothing.
Oh yeah. See, I want to pull up the points here again. Take a quick look at it. We've got Corey in the lead by almost 100 points over Kimi. Another big thing, Kimi out of the race. You know, it's rough on him for points. PC was not here. Beast DNF'd earlier. Bubble, 243 points behind Corey Wilson.
How many rounds are left?
A lot.
I think we've got like
So it's
like 20, I think.
mathematically possible. It's probably
I think probably
realistically
about 20.
possible.
Yeah, for sure. For certain.
So yeah, this is not worth nothing then in the grand scheme of things. And Corey is still under pressure from Ford, who's on his inside at the moment.
Yeah, especially with Bubble getting pole brings home the win. That'd be 195 points for Bubble. If Corey finishes P2, he'll get 170 points. 25-point difference. If he finishes P3, he'll get 165 points. It'd be a 30-point difference. So we're battling for 5 points here between these two, but we have seen championships come down to much less than 5 points before.
That is so dangerous right there. Kind of hanging on the left rear corner panel of Corey. And if you're Corey, you're probably fighting for even more points than that, because if Ford gets into you, which is likely from what we see from Ford, you're on your last car if you're Corey. So maybe you try to play a little bit more conservative and bring home the podium. Obviously, second place is better, but you don't want to be out of this thing completely.
Yeah, certainly not. 8 laps to go. I mean, bring it home. You're on your last car. Don't want to throw it all away here. Oh, we're bouncing off the wall right here.
We've got a little lazy with it.
Yeah. I think he's lost a little bit of that chip he had over Corey. Bounced off the wall a couple times in this battle, and now Corey's pulled away just a little bit again.
Blue in the pits.
Again, Blue pit not that long ago. I wonder if Blue is having to pit for scuffs to make it to the end of this race. We saw Blue was off schedule early. I think he's taking multiple scuffs to even just make it to the end of this race. But he will be rewarded with a top 5 for doing so.
Perfect.
And that just makes me wonder why would Kimmy not do the same thing? You know?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to believe that Kimmy would not have had at least a couple sets of scuffs to make it. Even if he had to take one more pit stop than even Blue, it would have been worth it. You know, Ford is kind of making his presence known again in the rearview mirror of Corey as we come to 4. We're in the 4th lap to go as we come to 3 to go. So maybe we'll see one last hurrah from Ford for second place.
Really breaking it down for us on the exit to the corner. We're down to 2 laps to go for the leader. Bubble lapping Blake. That'll be one less lap that Blake has to do. Help his tires out a little bit. Stuck where he is. Might as well just finish the race earlier as we are coming to the white flag. One more lap, one time around for Bubble.
I'll go and say as we go into 1 and 2 here that Michael put on a great display, great patience as he had fresh tires sifting through traffic. Great calmness with his strategies kind of shifting back and forth with all the cautions that we had. Overall, he's had great pace. So this is a well-deserved win right here.
And Bubble's going to get it done. Michael Fortune, your winner for the Irwin Tools night race here at Bristol through 3 and 4. Ford is falling back with a flat tire. Corey Wilson brings home P2.
Blake a flat tire too.
Ford brings home P3 with a flat tire. Blake with a flat tire. He's finished because he finished a lap down. So actually, great strategy there from Blake to go a lap down to finish the race 1 lap sooner. Blue is finished, and that is going to do it from us here at Bristol. So your finishing positions officially are Bubble. Oh, wait, Blue just ran into the back of Blake after the line. That could be disqualification. He just wrecked Blake after the line, ran straight to the back of him. Blue Emo Sword is going to be disqualified from this race.
Wow.
I can't believe he did that. I mean, it's been a rule for years now. Do not wreck after the line. And we just watched it happen. He just ran straight into the back of him. Wow. He's still running laps around while Bubble's sitting there. I'm not sure what he's doing. That? What in the world?
That is weird, but
dude, is that? Wait, I mean that's the end. That's the end of all of the.
Yeah.
All of the finishers for Blue with a DQ.
Yeah, no, he's gone. He would be done. Everybody else gets promoted a spot. Kimmy would move up to P5. I mean, like, wow. But I think we've
Wow.
got the driver of the 48 fresh out of the race on pit road, ready to talk. Corey Wilson, tell me about your race.
Can't lie, it was very long. Just had a lot of speed, bro. I don't got much to say. I mean, came into the race with the pole, left out with the win. I mean, they had all the laps led, so we were just kind of figuring it out. I guess we kind of had a step up mid that between 200 and 300. But other than that, once they got the lead, they were just out. There was just nothing I could do. They had that same speed last week, but I guess we kind of just got lucky with it. But I still take the second. It was a good point stay.
Yeah, understandable.
So Corey, right before the caution came out, that kind of put Bubble right on your heels. It was looking like you'd have about maybe 3/4 of a second advantage over him when you guys got back on the same schedule at the end. Do you think you could have held him off with a little bit of a gap if you had just run green straight through?
Yeah, I think if I had probably the upper hand, but that caution kind of gave us, kind of packed us up even more. Other than that, we'll just go on to Nashville, see what we can do. I mean, it was a pretty good race here. It was a pretty good race last week. I'm not really worried about winning consecutive races, just scoring a lot of points. So it was a good race overall.
I think that's a really, really great mentality to have for it. I mean, Bubble won the race, but you had a 243-point lead over Bubble. Now it's a 218-point lead, Bubble. Your finishing positions this season are first, and second. So I think if you keep that up, you've really got nothing to worry about. Well, we've got Bubble up here. I would like to talk to our winner, the driver of the 51. Bubble, I have to ask you, what happened in the middle of the race, and why did you do a 20-lap stint from lap 193 to about 215?
Well, you see, bro, I was running long. I had been running long the whole race. I never hit the wall once. All right, I was in that perfect stint. Every single stint, perfect. No wall taps, no nothing. I didn't get into contact with anybody except for Ford, because we were just messing around. But I was getting to the end, and I was like, I became wrong on the schedule because of those cautions that worked in their favor. So I was thinking I had enough pace where I could just pit with them, kind of pit with them around their laps and get back on the same strategy. And it worked. It worked so good.
Wow,
I
that's
just want to say you sound so nonchalant as you come on the radio here. It's like no wonder all the girls are talking to you, bro. It's actually insane to hear your voice like Honeydew Melon come over the radio when you get a
Yo.
Happy's got a voice that purrs like a Wolverine coming over the radio. Well, you actually could have saved an entire pit stop. You could have stretched it to lap 240, but you just decided to pit after 20 laps. You would have lapped the entire field and more if you had done that strategy. But you made it exciting for us, so thank you for that. Bubble, I talked to Corey about it. You came in 243 points back, perfect point state, 10 points for pole, 185 points for a win, 195 points today. That gap comes down to 218 points. Do you think you have a shot at the championship and your third Bubbles Cup trophy?
Sure, man. Corey is not consistent at all, especially on these short tracks. So, I'm looking at pole and win, next couple weeks, back to back, probably. I'm going to shrink that points gap, and I'm going to get my third trophy.
That's a very confident Michael Fortune there. I want to see if we've got Kimmy in here. I really want to see what happened there with Kimmy. Is Kimmy available for a quick?
Copy your read.
All right, we got Kimmy. Kimmy, why'd you stop, bro?
I hit the wall like many times behind Blake, and I ran out of tires at the end. I had no tires left. Every other tire was 20%. So
Every
I just
tire,
parked it.
Man.
Yeah. I had to park it. It was nothing I could do, man.
That's a rough one, man. We saw Baloo make like 2 pit stops right at the end to stretch it to the finish, just to throw it all away after just ram right to the back of Blake for no reason. So you will be credited for the 5th place finish. Not at all terrible, man. You're gonna be in
keep second in points, you fall back a little bit. But I mean, you're closer to Corey than Bubble is. How do you feel about your chances?
I'm just glad to get off of Bristol because, man, I was really struggling with this track. But if I could just keep on being consistent, or try to get more consistency, I should say, and then just keep it. See if I can win some races, I should be able to keep up with Corey and go get the championship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all good.
Awesome. Well, even with a race like that, you still come away with P5. So I want to ask my fellow commentator Marcus, do you have any final thoughts about the race here tonight?
Very chaotic, very honestly entertaining with that pit stops. No, just yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Lowman, any final thoughts regarding our race tonight?
Well, I'm glad to be back in the booth with you guys and do it. The race was super entertaining. I love the strategy. I love all the action on the track. I think it was a great result. Great entertainment product. I definitely want to do it again.
Awesome. Great to hear. Well, that is going to do it for us here from Bristol. That's going to conclude our coverage for the fourth round of Season 5 of the Bubbles Cup Championship here at Bristol Motor Speedway. As always, this coverage is brought to you by BuilderBrain, the cutting-edge AI study tool. Head over to builderbrain.ai to ace your classes and win back your weekend. And then make sure to tune in next Friday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, for the fifth race of this thrilling championship at Nashville. Farewell and good night.